Hey everyone, welcome back to Thinkasium Lab. This is part 2 of our series on Aristotle, and the next installment in our GOAT series exploring the greatest thinkers on human values and human nature. If you missed our first video covering Aristotle's life and broader contributions to philosophy, be sure to check that out too. One video simply isn't enough to do justice to Aristotle's extraordinary body of work. His ideas were so far ahead of his time that we're still unpacking them today. Just for reference, this video is based on Dr. Ramu Bishwakarma's recent article on Medium on March 22, 2025. In this video, we are exploring how this philosopher from 2,300 years ago mapped out human development in ways that still make perfect sense today. Aristotle created what might be the most thorough framework ever for understanding how we grow from our basic biological beginnings into moral beings with complex values. Let's break down why his insights matter just as much now as they did in ancient Athens. Biological foundations. Aristotle started with something pretty bold for his time. He saw our ethical side as growing directly from our biological nature. While his teacher Plato kept the mind and body separate, Aristotle connected them. In his work On the Soul, he outlined 3 connected functions: the basic life processes, our sensory experiences, and our thinking abilities. What's fascinating is how he saw these building on each other. Our higher thinking abilities don't just appear out of nowhere. They grow from our more basic functions, creating this continuous development from our biological roots to our ethical capabilities. It's a surprisingly modern take from someone who lived centuries before modern biology. Potential becoming reality. The real heart of Aristotle's thinking is this idea of potential becoming reality. Think about it. We're born with certain capabilities, but they're just possibilities at first. It's like a seed. An acorn has everything it needs to become an oak tree, but without the right soil, water, and sunlight, it won't develop properly. Our capacities for reasoning, virtue, and relationships work the same way. They need the right conditions to fully develop. This cuts right through the whole nature versus nurture debate. Aristotle would say both matter. We have natural capacities, but they need the right experiences and guidance to develop fully. Miss either piece and development falls short. Building character through practice. So how do these potentials actually develop? Aristotle's answer was surprisingly straightforward: through practice. Lots of it. We become builders by building and lyre players by playing the lyre, he wrote. It's the ancient version of practice makes perfect. Want to develop courage? Act courageously, repeatedly? Want to become honest? Practice telling the truth. But here's the thing. Aristotle wasn't talking about just going through the motions. He understood that real virtue combines the right actions with the right feelings and the right reasoning. A truly brave person not only acts courageously, but feels the appropriate level of fear and chooses brave actions for good reasons. This focus on practice over theory challenges the idea that knowing what's right is enough. Aristotle knew better. Character comes from what we do repeatedly until it becomes second nature. Values in action. As we develop character through practice, we reach what Aristotle saw as the peak of ethical development: practical wisdom. This is where values stop being abstract and start driving real decisions. Our values aren't just preferences or opinions. They're deeply held priorities shaped through experience. When someone with practical wisdom faces a tough situation, they don't just apply rules blindly. They read the situation accurately, think through options carefully, and choose actions that line up with their core values. Think about the difference between someone who just follows rules and someone who truly gets why those rules matter. The second person can handle gray areas because they understand the underlying values. This matters hugely today. With AI and algorithms increasingly making decisions, Aristotle reminds us that real ethical judgment needs something computers don't have: values developed through lived experience and applied with nuance to specific situations. The social dimension. A crucial part of Aristotle's framework is that he didn't see development as a solo journey. His famous description of humans as political animals wasn't about voting. It meant we're fundamentally social beings who need community to fully develop. Our values and character take shape through laws, education, cultural practices, and especially through friendships. These relationships aren't just nice to have, they're essential. They give us feedback on our behavior, models to learn from, and opportunities to practice virtue. Think about how much of who you are came from the communities you've been part of. Family, friends, schools, neighborhoods. Aristotle recognized this reality thousands of years before social psychology made it official. This challenges the rugged individualism that runs through so much modern thinking. Character development happens in community, and communities themselves can be judged by how well they support human growth. Education and integration. Given everything we've covered, Aristotle's approach to education makes perfect sense. Education isn't just about cramming information into someone's head. It should develop the whole person through experiences that fit their stage of development. For younger kids, the focus is on developing good habits through imitation and practice. As they mature, education shifts to developing reasoning and judgment. Throughout, knowledge and character develop together, not as separate tracks. Look at most education systems today and you'll see the opposite approach. We've separated intellectual training from character development, academics from ethics, knowledge from values. Aristotle would see this separation as fundamentally flawed. Real education, in his view, always aims at human flourishing, not just getting a job or passing tests. It's about becoming fully human in every sense. Conclusion. What makes Aristotle's framework so valuable is that it gives us a clear goal for human development: flourishing. This isn't some vague concept. It gives us concrete questions to ask about our schools, communities, and personal choices. Are they helping people truly thrive as human beings? After more than 2,000 years, his insights still hit home. In a world of specialized experts looking at pieces of human development in isolation, Aristotle shows us the whole picture. How our biological nature, social experiences, intellectual growth, and ethical development all fit together. Whether you're raising kids, designing educational programs, or just trying to live well, there's something powerful in this ancient wisdom that remains as fresh and relevant as ever. Thank you for watching this episode and joining us on the journey of exploring beliefs, values, worldviews, and culture. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.